The Oldsmobile 442 is one of the most iconic muscle cars ever produced, a true representation of American automotive performance and engineering excellence. Introduced in the 1960s, the 442 quickly became a favorite among car enthusiasts due to its powerful engine, aggressive styling, and impressive performance on the road. It is a car that not only defined an era but also left an indelible mark on the history of muscle cars. To truly understand the significance of the Oldsmobile 442, it is essential to explore its origins, development, performance, and the lasting impact it has had on the automotive world. The Oldsmobile 442 was first introduced in 1964 as an option package for the F85 and Cutlass models. The name, 442, initially stood for a 4-barrel carburetor, a 4-speed manual transmission, and dual exhausts, highlighting the car's performance capabilities. It was Oldsmobile's response to the growing demand for high-performance vehicles in the early 1960s, sparked by the success of cars like the Pontiac GTO. At that time, muscle cars were gaining immense popularity, and every major American car manufacturer wanted a piece of the market. Oldsmobile, known for producing reliable and stylish cars, saw an opportunity to enter this segment with a car that combined both power and refinement. In its first year, the Oldsmobile 442 was powered by a 330 cubic inch V8 engine that produced 310 horsepower. While it was not the most powerful muscle car on the market at the time, it was respected for its handling and balance. The early 442 models were built with a focus on performance and driving experience, making them a great choice for enthusiasts who wanted both speed and comfort. Unlike some of its competitors, which focused solely on straight-line speed, the Oldsmobile 442 offered superior handling, thanks to its well-engineered suspension system. This made it not only a great drag racer but also an excellent road car. By 1965, Oldsmobile made significant improvements to the 442, giving it a larger 400 cubic inch V8 engine that pushed the horsepower up to 345. This upgrade made the 442 a serious contender in the muscle car market. The car's aggressive styling also evolved, featuring a bolder front grille, sporty accents, and a more aggressive stance. As the competition in the muscle car segment intensified, Oldsmobile continued refining the 442 to keep it at the forefront of performance cars. The late 1960s and early 1970s were the golden years for the Oldsmobile 442. The 1968 model saw a complete redesign, with a new body style that made it look more aggressive and muscular. This year also marked the introduction of the Hurst Olds Edition, a special high-performance version of the 442 developed in collaboration with Hurst Performance. The Hurst Olds was equipped with a massive 455 cubic inch V8 engine, producing an astonishing 390 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. This made it one of the most powerful muscle cars of its time, capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just under 6 seconds. In 1970, the Oldsmobile 442 reached the peak of its performance. The standard engine was now a 455 cubic inch V8 that produced 365 horsepower, with an optional W30 package that increased power output even further. The W30 package included a high-performance camshaft, an aluminum intake manifold, and a functional fiberglass hood scoop that improved airflow to the engine. This version of the 442 was among the fastest muscle cars of the era, capable of running a quarter mile in the low 13-second range. The 1970 model is widely regarded as the best and most desirable Oldsmobile 442 ever built, a true classic that commands high value among collectors today. However, the early 1970s also marked the beginning of the muscle car decline due to stricter emissions regulations, rising insurance costs, and the fuel crisis. In response to these challenges, Oldsmobile gradually reduced the power output of the 442. By the mid-1970s, the car was no longer the high-performance machine it once was, as new government regulations forced automakers to prioritize fuel economy and emissions control over raw power. Despite these changes, the 442 remained a respected nameplate, though it had lost much of its original muscle car appeal. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, the Oldsmobile 442 had transitioned into more of a luxury-oriented performance car rather than an all-out muscle car. In 1978, Oldsmobile reintroduced the 442 as an appearance and handling package for the Cutlass Supreme. While it still retained some sporty elements, it no longer had the same aggressive performance as its predecessors. The 442 name continued to be used in the 1980s, but the cars bearing the badge were far from the high-powered beasts of the 1960s and early 1970s. Despite its decline in performance, the Oldsmobile 442 remains an iconic name in the world of classic cars. Today, it is a highly sought-after collector's item, with well-preserved and restored models commanding high prices at auctions. The most desirable versions are those from the late 1960s and early 1970s, especially the 1970 W30 package models. These cars are celebrated not only for their performance but also for their timeless design, making them a favorite among muscle car enthusiasts and collectors alike. The legacy of the Oldsmobile 442 extends beyond just its performance figures. It was a car that represented an era of American automotive excellence, a time when manufacturers pushed the limits of power and speed. It was also a car that blended performance with refinement, offering a level of sophistication that many of its competitors lacked. Oldsmobile, being a division of General Motors, was known for producing reliable and stylish cars, and the 442 was no exception. Unlike some of the more raw and unrefined muscle cars of the time, the 442 provided a more balanced driving experience, making it suitable for both everyday driving and high-performance situations. Even though Oldsmobile as a brand no longer exists, the 442 remains a symbol of what the company was capable of. It serves as a reminder of a time when muscle cars ruled the streets and performance was king. Many classic car enthusiasts continue to restore and preserve these vehicles, ensuring that the legacy of the 442 lives on for future generations to appreciate. The car's influence can still be seen in modern performance vehicles, as manufacturers look to recapture the spirit of the muscle car era while incorporating modern technology and engineering. In conclusion, the Oldsmobile 442 is more than just a muscle car, it is a piece of American automotive history. From its humble beginnings in 1964 to its peak in 1970 and eventual transformation in later years, the 442 has remained an icon in the automotive world. It represents a time when cars were built for pure driving pleasure, combining power, style, and engineering excellence. Today, the Oldsmobile 442 continues to be celebrated by enthusiasts and collectors, a testament to its lasting impact on the muscle car scene. It is a car that will forever hold a special place in the hearts of those who appreciate the golden age of American performance vehicles.